Greetings and salutations, my friends. Welcome to another chat, I suppose this one's about. There has been some massive changes with the YouTube Partner Program that we're going to sort of look through, and then I'll give you my thoughts and ways we can help each other and stuff like that to get through it. So it's been a tough year, as they say. I'll read through sort of segments of the article. I'll put the full article in the link below, but I'll read through segments. They start off with saying 2017 marked a tough year for many of you. And them, mainly them. But with several issues affecting our community and the revenue earned from advertising through the YouTube Partner Program, or YPP. Despite those issues, more creators than ever are earning a living, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, how great. We're all great. We're fantastic and all that sort of stuff. As Susan, who's the boss lady, mentioned in December, we're making changes to address the issue that affected our community in 2017 to prevent bad actors from harm. I don't know why they use the word actors from bad. Just Nicolas Cage. Is it just going to affect Nicolas Cage? But let's go to where it says. So back in April 2017, we set the YPP eligibility requirement of 10,000 lifetime views before you could become monetized. While that threshold provided more information to determine whether a channel followed our community guidelines and policies, it's been clear over the last few months that we needed a higher standard. Starting today, which is yesterday, we're changing the eligibility requirement for monetization to 4,000 hours of watch time within the past 12 months and 1,000 subscribers. So you need both. We've arrived at these new thresholds through after analysis, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, we're brilliant. On February 20th, we will also implement this threshold across existing channels. So you've got a month before your channel, if you don't hit the requirements, will become demonetized. You'll still get paid for what you've earned so far, but you won't get monetized until you hit that thing. So then they talk about who this is going to affect. Though these changes will affect a significant number of channels, 99% of those affected were making less than $100 in the last year, with 90% earning less than $2.50 in the last month. Okay, so we can see why that, I think most of us, even if you're upset by this, you can understand why they're doing it. And I'll explain my thoughts on why they're doing it. So, obviously, the big stuff that's gone on YouTube has mainly been like the recent Logan Paul video with the suicide hanging person in the thumbnail. What a fucking genius that man is. And obviously the PewDiePie N-word thing and the PewDiePie racial slur, the other thing he did with people about the Jewish people and having Hitler in his video. So there's been lots of big news stories that have hit mainstream media from YouTube, from big creators. And I've seen people sort of say, well, this is unfair. You're punishing the small guys because of the mistakes that big creators are making. And my argument to that is, while that is probably the catalyst for these changes, these big high-profile things that hit mainstream news, we only hear about them because they're big YouTubers. You don't hear about that guy with 50 subs and 200 views on his video who's a white supremacist getting banned from YouTube. You don't hear about that. That happens a lot. Not just white supremacists, just any knobhead on the internet. That happens a lot, but that doesn't make mainstream news. So it is trying to crack down on all sorts of stuff. And it also cracks down because they've changed from views to watch hours because it makes it harder to game the system because, there's places on the internet where you can buy views, but you can still cheat, but it's harder to buy watch time, and obviously you need to buy subscribers as well if you really wanted to do it, but which is just a bad idea before, just in case you didn't know. And I think the reason is, like, if you took it, this is my feelings on the whole thing, right? I think overall it is a good idea. I think it's something YouTube had to do. I think ideally they could have given us a bit more notice about this happening. And I know people are going to say, oh yeah, but you're over the threshold, so it's easy for you to say. It wasn't very long ago I was doing the same thing. I was beneath that threshold. It's also, I think any of you that watch my channel will know I do a ton to try and help out other people grow. I made a 17-part series on how to YouTube to help people grow. I get how hard it is early on to get where you want to be, to hit this threshold and stuff like this. So, but my reasoning for thinking this is a good idea is, let's take it from another example, right? If you went to a television station, you went up to ITV in England, and go, hi, yeah, I've got an idea for a show that I think would be really good. And they turn around and you said, brilliant. Just go live at 9 p.m. We'll show it on ITV2 and stick some ads on it. And you're like, well, do you want to know what it's about? Nah, don't worry about it. It'll be fine. That would be like bonkers, wouldn't it? Why would you risk that? That guy could say anything. That's kind of the point. It's annoying that the stuff has changed, right? But at the end of the day, it's crazy to think that this ever existed in the first place, really, if you think about it. Letting anyone make a video on anything and have advertisers, big name companies, put their name on it, on their branding, on their ads in mid-rolls or at the end or at the start or whatever. That's nuts. Years ago, when YouTube started, you used to have a massive channel before you'd get monetized. And then they obviously went, well, we'd like to make money. YouTube likes to make money, so we'll open it to everyone. And I think they went too far. If you were starting out YouTube today, let's just say you went, I think I might start a YouTube channel. I'm going to look into it. And you saw that the restriction was that, you got monetized when you hit 4,000 watch hours or 1,000 subs. You go, yeah, that's perfectly acceptable. I think because it makes sense. It's almost like YouTube wants you to prove that you have a sustainable channel that's going to get some views, that you're not making horrific content, because what they're hoping is that by the time these channels get to that sort of size, they would have been shut down or closed down. And of course there's loopholes, and of course there's still going to be bad channels, but just because it doesn't fix everything doesn't mean you shouldn't do it, if you know what I mean. And yeah, I totally get it. That let's call it $100 is a pain in the arse to lose. $100 is $100. It's a nice little chunk. It almost more so than the money is that achievement thing of like, I've actually earned some money on it. So I totally get it. It was a milestone for me when I first did it. But I've seen lots of people, because lots of people have asked me on Twitter my thoughts and stuff, and lots of people have got very angry by this. And my thoughts are, it might help a few, I think, people that are just, I'm going to do YouTube because I'm going to be a YouTube millionaire like that PewDiePie guy, that it might dissuade them from making YouTube purely because I want to make some money out of it. And I think that's overall a good thing, but it doesn't stop them. If they've got a good idea and they want to do it, then go for it. You can still do it. Of course you can. But the biggest thing for me is that it should be about content, right? When you start YouTube, and maybe you're thinking in the back of your head, eventually I want to make it a career. But you start YouTube and your sole focus of YouTube early on should be every video better than the last, doing everything you can to learn about the other aspects like SEO and marketing and all the other side to help your channel grow. It should purely be based on having fun, getting better, and learning everything that you can about the system and growth, right? And because if you do all those things, the money will come eventually. And the quicker you'll get there, because you're not thinking about money. The money is just a side effect of being successful. So the concentration should be fully on being successful. And like I said, I get it. $100 is $100. It's going to piss people off. That's fair enough. But what I will say to people is, like, I get asked quite a lot if I would stream on... why don't I stream on YouTube? Why do I stream on Twitch? And my answer is always diversification. If you're an entrepreneur, which most of us are that have YouTube channels, it's basically like having a little small company that you've started up yourself. And whenever you have a company that solely relies on another company, it is a very dangerous thing to have. Because at any point, as shown by this, they can decide to change it. And fair enough, this doesn't affect me. But tomorrow they could come out and say, okay, you need 100 million views and you need 100,000 subscribers before we get monetized. They can do that. It's perfectly within their rights. It's their company. It's their private business. They can do what they want with it. And we have to live with that. So I always said I stream on Twitch because I don't want all my eggs in one basket in case YouTube... all the advertisers leave YouTube and stuff like this. And I looked at my analytics back to when I would hit those thresholds. And this is obviously just for my channel, so it's very different for everybody that has a different niche, that has a different upload schedule, etc., etc. But for my channel, it was 3 months that it took me to hit the 4,000 hours of watch time from starting my first video on the channel, and it took me 6 months to get my first 1,000 subscribers. Like I said, it's going to be different for everybody, but looking back, when I started out, if I knew that this was the rules, 4,000 hours, 1,000 subs, I'd have gone, cool, there's my goal. That's my first goal. That gives me a lovely target to aim at before I can get monetization. I think people are saying, it's screwing over the small channels, and yeah, a little bit. Like you say, shitty. You lost a bit of money, and that's never good. You could have earned $100 or whatever it is. But at the end of the day, YouTube has to keep advertisers happy, because if advertisers aren't happy, no one gets paid. There is no possibility you'll get ad revenue when you hit those targets if there is no advertisers to advertise to. So YouTube has to play this game where they have to keep the advertisers happy and they have to keep the creators happy. And at the end of the day, they have to focus more on the advertisers, because that's where the revenue is. Like I said, if they don't advertise, nobody gets paid, including YouTube. So I am in agreement overall with this. And I know, like I said, somebody's going to say, oh, you're over the threshold, so you're not worried about it. Which is, fair enough comment to make. If you think that's why if that's why I feel that way, well, then that's fine. You're welcome to your opinion. You clearly don't know me very well. But if I was starting out today, it wouldn't have made a blind bit of difference. I would have gone, okay, cool, that seems fair enough. That seems logical if I was starting out today. And it's horrible when they have to change the rules that everybody's used to, but it makes sense to do it, and they had to do it. And I think the reason why it's happened so quickly and all of a sudden is because they are getting pressure from advertisers, especially with the recent Logan Paul stuff. And also it stops having these two thresholds rather than just say, get 1,000 subs or exist for 6 months or get 10,000 views or whatever it is because a lot of the channels, they want to also crack down on those channels that steal content and re-upload content. You'll get channels that survive for a few months by uploading a bunch of Simpsons episodes, or that's just a random thing, or stolen content of some description, and hopefully get round the copyright by zooming in a bit or something like that, so the copyright system doesn't pick it up. But you'll notice on a lot of those channels, they all have videos with maybe 1 million views each. But if you look at their subscribers, they've got 300 subs because people watch those videos, but nobody really. Nobody's gonna subscribe to those channels, generally speaking. So it cuts out them. I think overall, it has this. In my mind, it is 100% positive overall on the grand scheme of things. Yeah, it makes it so you're going to miss out on possibly $100. I haven't done the math to see how accurate that is. They say that 90% of the people affected are earning less than $2.50 a month. And if it pisses a few people off, like, I understand totally anybody being pissed off that's not there, because it's basically, well, $100 gone. But if it pisses off so much somebody so much that they stop YouTube or whatever, I'm not going to do YouTube anymore, this is bullshit. Well, were you only in it for the money then? Because I think the channels that become successful are the ones that enjoy making videos for the sake of making videos. Enjoy making videos so they can share with others and have a bit of a laugh and share their hobby or their passion or their talent to people. And I think that if it discourages a few money grabbers, let's call them, from YouTube, I don't think that's a really bad thing, because those people tend to chase trends and copy shit and use copyright stuff to try and get the numbers in, get the money in as soon as possible. The other thing I wanted to talk about is the partnership program has various different, or used to have various different benefits in it. So now they're saying that you don't become a YouTube partner until you hit those thresholds. One of the benefits, I believe, in the old system was that when you get a partner, you're allowed to schedule videos. You know, when you upload a video, you can say, okay, publish it now or schedule it for 10 o'clock, right? And scheduling is really important for regular content. You don't want to have to be at the computer to publish at 7 o'clock every day, etc., etc. But what I did do is, this has started. I have a second channel. It's my Lazy Dog channel. I haven't uploaded to this channel yet because it's starting at the end of the month. Now, this has 1,200 subscribers on it, and no videos. They've all come across from my main channel, Loki Doki. So, but it doesn't have any watch time. So I checked, and this channel cannot be monetized until it hits those things. So it does affect me a bit. But what I was worried about is that you couldn't schedule a video. But I've checked. I'll show you now that I've been recording some Darkest Dungeon, by the way, just for you D&D fans. If I go to upload a video now on this demonetized channel, I still have all the options. You're still going to be able to schedule it. You're still going to have access to the Creator Studio and all that sort of stuff, all the analytics and stuff like that. That doesn't change. It's literally just the monetization section of that. If you go down to your channel and then you'll see monetization here. I can say, oh, I want to enable monetization, and then it will say, you need to do all the terms and get reviewed after reaching 4,000 watch hours in the past 12 months and 1,000 subscribers. So it's all there. This is a demonetized channel, and you can still do all the scheduling and stuff. So you haven't lost any ways of doing YouTube, I don't think. Not from what I've looked. I've had a look around, and I can't find any ways that they've, screwed anybody over other than that. It's just a loss of $100. And at the end of the day, I know this may sound harsh, and you can, like say that I'm saying this because my channel is above the threshold. But if that's really going to put you off working hard on YouTube, putting the hours in, or starting YouTube, then maybe you were in the wrong... You had the wrong reasons for doing YouTube in the first place. Because there are so many thousands of channels that make great content that don't make any money before all this. Just because you think I'm going to put the hours in and stuff like that doesn't mean you're going to have a channel that makes you can become full-time or makes you a decent chunk of money. And maybe it's a wake-up call to a very select few people that actually it's not as easy as you think. I've been doing this I've been very lucky and my channel has grown, but I've been doing this for over 2 years now and working 60-hour weeks. On average, probably, I would say on average over 2.5 years or 2 and a bit years, I've been doing probably 50-hour weeks. And I'm lucky that I could do that because I had part-time jobs that I could work around it. And now I'm a full-time YouTuber. But you have to put so much time and effort in. So let's say in the first let's say it takes 6 months to hit these two goals. If you're working 50 hours a week, then the $100 is not going to be the point that bothers you, because if you worked out the hourly rate, 50 hours a week or 40 hours or however many 20 hours a week that you put in, the hourly rate is going to be minuscule anyway. So that shouldn't ever be the real goal of it. Okay, yeah, it might pay for a new microphone or something like that. Maybe that's the way you're sort of seeing it. And that, like I said, I totally get that. It's kind of a necessary evil to the way YouTube wants to fix YouTube. There's far too many videos for them to manually check people and videos and channels to see if everything's okay. So they have to try and put as many safeguards in place that do it automatically. I've bitched more than probably anyone about the YouTube algorithm and how that screwed me over and demonetized the last 60 videos of mine, which I have to then appeal, and then I win the appeal, and then it's monetized again, but I've lost views. I'm not a YouTube fanboy. They annoy the shit out of me quite a lot of the time, but I think this is a necessary step they had to make. And like I said, if you were to come in YouTube tomorrow and think, I'm going to start a channel, I fancy starting a new channel, you'd look at these things and go, yeah, that seems fair enough. It would seem silly that they wouldn't have this sort of level of sort of size that you get to before you could get monetized. You go there, that makes perfect sense. What I'll do now is I'll end the video here, but if you guys have any questions about it, I'll try my best to answer them. I'll leave a link to this article and one of the Creator Inside videos that you can go watch from one of the guys at YouTube talking a little bit more about it and other questions and stuff. But if you have any questions or thoughts, you can totally disagree with me. That's totally fine. Let me know your side of things. I'd be fascinated to learn. The other thing is, and this sort of goes out to obviously my main base of viewers, I almost said fan base, viewers, is that, help each other out. Help each other out. We're a really good, tight-knit community, and go check out all the other Football Manager channels. Subscribe to them if you enjoy them. Go watch the videos if you enjoy them and stuff, and do that for each other and help each other get to that threshold quicker, and then it won't be an issue. We'll all be good. Right, there we go, my friends. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.